So yeah, in seat 8, that's a guy we've seen a few times on the feature table. He's a German gentleman, Mr. Heidel. Most of these players will be familiar if players who've been watching the stream. Seat 1 is David Perez Sanchez. And now he was our day 1A chip leader, so interesting to have chip 1A, a day 1A chip leader and a day 1B chip leader at the final. Sometimes day 1A early chip leads don't often mean much when you get towards the end of a table tournament.
It does not happen too often indeed. And yeah, seat 5 is not going to be Michał Kukla, but what was his name again? I believe it was Tomasz Sobecki. So yeah, hopefully we're going to get changed that soon. I'll try to remind myself of that. And yeah, the card's going to be rolling soon. It's going to be first time for us as well here for the Redbet main event with cards up.
Yep. So far we've been guessing what the players are holding, thanks to the expertise of my colleague Boris, helping me out when I haven't got a clue.
That's not true. We've been doing a great job. And
so in answer to easy peasy lemon squeezy, thanks for joining us. I think you might be new to the stream. Whole cards, the answer is yes. They're using the RFID technology, chips inbuilt in the cards. Now David Perez Sanchez is covering his square where the monitor, I believe, is for the whole card, so he's going to be in a bit of bother when he's trying to... Okay, so we've got Mr. Baruta, who is our German player, sporting the Redbet patch. He's one of our chip leaders, I believe, and he's picked up King Queen under the gun. Perfectly decent spot to open with a big stack, when you say, Boris?
yeah, seems like it.
Make it...
Other than play on the bottom, there's no many big stacks you can really tree with him widely here, so...
And this is Paskiewicz in the 6th seat. He is sporting one of the Redbet hoodies that have been immensely popular around the King's Skin this week. We'll be raffling off 10 Redbet hoodies in the next 20 minutes to half an hour. Stay tuned for details on how to win one of them. Excellent hoodies, very high quality. Actually, we're driven to Rozvadov by the father of Marcin Jablonski on the first day of this event. They were stranded in a factory in Poland, so Mr. Jablonski Sr. Drove 7 hours through the Czech Republic with the hoodies, all probably 500 of them. Not many left now. Saved our last 10 for the Twitch viewers. So yeah, stay tuned for details on how to win a coveted, priceless Redbet hoodie. You cannot buy these hoodies in any shops, I can tell you that for nothing.
And there have been many people yesterday and today who were asking for those, and there were basically none left because I believe there's only like 10 or so of them left for the raffle for now, and that should be it.
So yeah, stay tuned for details on how to win those hoodies. So that was a raise and take it for our German player in seat 4, our chip leader, or joint chip leader. See a lot of Redbet patches out there, and you'll see some of the patches, the other patches on players on the left-hand breast of Pakiewicz. That is the Redbet Last Longer patch for the country Poland. We've got two players, Polish players, sat by side. They're both in the Last Longer for Poland. It's Mr. Gould in seat 7. This is Perez Sanchez. Fold around to Magic Man in the button. Magic Man, one of our most popular players this week with the Twitch crowd. Partially for his white gloves, partially for his demeanour at the table.
Magic Man 40, Jack 6, seated on the button. Followed by a complete from the small blind from the player from playing with the UK flag, but
potentially German.
Potentially German. And small raise here from Baruta.
Bit of a loose call here from Mia, or Queen 4 strong enough, blind on blind?
Well, it was a really small raise. It was 700 at Big Blind 300, so I probably would complete as well.
Okay, both missed this flop. I expect this to go check bet most of the time.
Yeah, probably Baruta is going to take it down most of the time, unless Mia is going to get a bit fancy with the check raise. Certainly not the worst hand for it. Back to straight, back to flush, and it's a board that even the wide raising range from the big line is going to miss quite a lot, as we see here. Just 2 overcards for Baruta, even though he has the best hand. So folks, if you have any questions poker related, King's Casino related, maybe towards the players, that we can ask them during the break, give them to us. We're gonna try our best. Keep them coming.
Keep any questions on Twitch. Anything related to poker? Anything related to the Global Poker Index? Anything relating to the Hendermob Poker Database? Fire at me. Any questions, strategy or technical? Fire them at Boris. We'll do our best.
Also personal questions, I don't mind.
Yeah, we take personal questions too. Had a debate on tea earlier. How best to drink one's tea. Debate on age. The talk about the town of Rozvadov yesterday and the extra activities that are available aside from poker. Anyone who was with us yesterday, let yourself be known. We had a good time on the Twitch chat.
We got poker jacks for David Sanchez.
He's got a decent stack here, Sanchez, I think. 12
Probably.
million. I think he's going to be probably the favourite from what I saw yesterday. Very accomplished player. Very few mistakes yesterday. Seems to know where he was in most spots. Welsh Terra's asking about the hoodie. The hoodie I gave out yesterday was won by a Twitch user called Rowie. Turned out the person had the first name Roland, which led me to award the hoodie to them instantaneously. We got a guy on our table with the Redbet hoodie. There have been a number of these Redbet hoodies around the casinos this week. There was a beer pong contest that involved the giveaway of hoodies. Lots of other players have been staking their claim in one way or another. One thing you can't do is buy them. They're a priceless commodity. We will be raffling off 10 hoodies, no less than 10, in the next... Well, the raffle will take place later today, but the details will be released sometime after 5 o'clock Central European Time, 4 o'clock GMT. Hello to anyone watching in the UK.
Any Polish guys out there? Where are you guys from? Germany, Poland maybe, UK?
My colleague in the chat box speaks no less than 5 languages. Anyone want to chime in Ukrainian, Russian, Polish, German? Feel free to do so. Raised from Sanchez in early position here with Queen 10. Had a call from the button, our German player, Boruta. Pocket sixes. Looks like going to get a call from the big blind as well, Paskevich, ace-8. Quite a big pot developing. Three players, got 2.2 million in there. Comes ace, Queen 7. See, this flop hits Paskevich the hardest. It's probably going to play and flow and check. I think it could be checked around here. I don't think anyone's going to want to inflate this pot too much. Everyone's got some showdown value. Joined in the booth by Kyle Hendry. Kyle, welcome to the booth. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Looking forward to watching this final table with you.
The whole card's up. Makes things nice and easy for us.
It does, yeah, it does.
We won't be embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah, making some wrong reads.
950.
Anyone on Twitch want to get a question to Kyle? He's a Redbet sponsored player for this festival. So a pretty nifty footballer. Scottish origin. Got some speculation on the origin of the word button. from a non-profit. Potentially, I think it was named after Beatrice Button in the 1979 World Series. Non-profit wants Kyle Henry back at the tables. I don't think there's any tournaments running at the moment. Any tournaments running? Are you planning to fire into anything today?
I think there's a cool down tournament later on tonight. I think it starts maybe 6, but I think there's some late reg levels. I think maybe 4 late reg. But I'm going to stick with you throughout this final table, so I don't really mind. I played quite a lot of poker over the last few days, so either that or maybe some cash games later on tonight. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to watching this. Who's the most aggressive player at the moment? Do we have one?
Fairly early days. I think this is the third hand. We've got a couple of guys with big stacks. One of them's involved in this hand. Seat 1, David Perez Sanchez, very decent player. Saw a bit of him yesterday. Going to raise this turn now. It's going to put the Polish player Paskiewicz in a pretty tough spot here. Not going to love his ace-8 facing this raise. Sanchez is almost certainly using his stack size here to put a lot of pressure on his opponent. Pretty sure Sanchez knows he's turning his hand into a bluff.
Yeah, definitely. It's
going to get the lead. I'm really impressed by that play from Sanchez. He knew his opponent would not have a strong ace there after only flatting in the big blinds, I would imagine.
Oh, we have a Brit on the table as well.
Got a Brit. That's Mr. Attic Mia. Not quite sure of his heritage. He's a German player on Hendemov. A couple of cashes here in the King's Casino Rozvadov. He has an accent that I didn't find particularly familiar. It doesn't seem to be a native British accent, but we'll try and find out some more about him. If anyone knows Mr. Mia on the Twitch, get in touch. Non-profits suggest that Kyle Henry sounds rough as toast.
Yeah, I woke up with a bit of a sore throat this morning, actually.
Okay, Sanchez will look. Okay, he's going to lay down the Queen 10 suited under the gun. It's probably due to some of the stack sizes in later position. Doesn't want to get shoved on and have to call off with Queen 10. Pretty wise play. I think from what I've seen so far, I would make Sanchez the favourite. Seems to know exactly what he's doing most of the time.
Magic Man just folds 10 Jack of Hearts in mid-position.
Okay, so comes around to Baruta in the cut-off here. He's got 8, so I imagine we'll see a raise. He's got a decent-sized stack. Players definitely going to be looking to ladder in this event, especially the players with smaller stacks. You've got some pretty big money up top. Got the kind of 10k or more for 6 or above. I think players with medium-sized stacks, they won't be looking to get involved too soon. If there's players below them in chips. So this raise from Baruta gets round to the small blind. Our Polish player Paskiewicz, who was just bluffed off his ace. Question from Timur Rex: is Kyle going to vote in the UK general election?
I won't be voting as I live in Malta, but yeah, I'm not really a political kind of guy. I don't really mind, to be honest. If you had to vote, Roland, who would you vote for?
It's tough at the moment. I guess because although I don't want to get too deep into politics here, as I'm any party that keeps out UKIP. Obviously, I'm a member of the European Union, British person living and working in Malta. I'm a big fan of staying within the EU, so not a UKIP fan. So anyone who
any UKIP fans out there, let's get some shout outs.
Okay, it's a pretty good flop for 8s here. He's got a call from the big blind with Queen Jack, but I think this is a safe board for 8s to continue, and I imagine this is going to go check bet fold.
Yeah, most of the time. Really.
Queen Jack's going to stick around. Stack of 5 million. Doesn't want to bleed off any more chips to Queen High. Mind you, Mr. Gould won an absolutely enormous pot on day 1B, calling flop turn with queen high, including an all-in on the turn against top pair and hitting his jack on the river. So
Oh, is this the guy?
that's the guy.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to watching him then. Yeah, that was a crazy move in day one.
Yeah, Mr. Gould was our end of day one, 1B chip leader, or the end of the combined day one chip leaders. He ended the day with pretty whopping 725,000, and he's still at the final table. I mean, not often you see the day one chip leader make the final table. It's sort of by no means a given that day one chip leaders progress into the latter days of the tournament. Tester 77, QPR fan, get in there.
Ooh, we don't like QPR fans.
TX 77, let me know where you're watching from. Try and figure out whether I'm familiar with you. Give me a bit of a clue. Anyone on Twitch want to chime in with anything non-poker related? Fine by us. The payouts, good question. Okay, we currently have 8 left. The next person to bust will receive €5,093. Up top we have €54,359. Bit of a jump down to second, but still not a shabby payday of €33,000. And third place picks up 23,200. Now, all these players will have the top 3 or 4 spots on their mind, but some of them are pretty short, so they're not going to be able to sit around. We're currently playing 200,000 to 400,000, I believe, with a 50k ante. Thank you for joining us. Jamie Abbott 360. Got a raise with Queen Jack here. Looks like it's going to get through.
Somebody asks what was the starting stacks for this tournament. I think it was 50,000. 50,000 starting stack. 40-minute levels.
You played this tournament. Did you find the event, and how did it go for you? Any interesting
I
spots?
thought it was a really good event actually. Very deep early on, so a lot of play in the game. But I ended up getting it in set v set, so yeah, it was kind of rough for me. But I mean, we got it all in. We got it all in pre 10s v queens. I called an original open, hoping to get a 3-bet from the aggro girl 2 to my left, which happened, and and then I rejammed for maybe 55,000, and she snapped me off with queen. She had it this time, but very aggressive player. That was my second bullet as well, so. Pretty rough.
Question from Welsh Terror. Did QPR go down? Not officially down yet, but that should be confirmed within the next couple of weeks. Things have not gone well this season.
Should be confirmed.
We'll be back, hopefully. Probably back in the Championship next season. Probably without Charlie Austin. But, life goes on. QPR will live on. Still got a good fan base. Lots of loyal, passionate fans. And an owner with... a long-term plan, it seems, so all is not lost for QPR. Pretty bad decisions made over the past couple of years in a number of areas, but football isn't about success. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. So we'll be following our team next year in the Championship, hoping to bounce straight back up. Managed to bounce straight back up last time after our relegation in 2013, winning the playoffs the following year. Tough division to get out of is the Championship. T-Ball Regs, let's hope Austin goes to Liverpool. Stranger things have happened. I think Austin will definitely go to a sort of minimum of a mid-table Premier League side. Kind of a sort of an Everton or perhaps a Newcastle.
Raise and call.
Okay.
Barata in +2 with 7s. Let's get an action flop, hopefully.
Now, these are the 2 big stacks at our table. And this is a decent flop for 7s. I imagine he'll look to continue here, but he may want to pot control against the chip leader. Doesn't want to get out of line and play a huge pot with a hand that's not the nuts, essentially. But no, it looks like he's going to put in a decent chunk here. I imagine this will invoke a fold from Sanchez.
We've seen him turn his hand into a bluff, though, a couple of hands before. I think he just topped up in the big blind, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he completely called
the
raise.
Yeah. So, I mean, normally this would just go check, bet, fold, but maybe this Sanchez has got another trick up his sleeve.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
going to flat here. I'm slightly surprised by this, but he's obviously got a plan for the hand, I would imagine. Unless he thinks his ace-9 might be good. And there's the ace on the turn.
Just gets there.
Sanchez goes from pretty big underdog to a 95% favourite in the hand. This will probably go check-check, unless he chooses to lead the ace. Something I might do there, because your opponent's probably not going to put you on the ace, having flatted the flop. Going to go check-check. And there's a 9 for good measure. And this
He's just too good.
Probably go bet, tank.
I could see this going bet call, to be honest, and him just like thinking he's got hearts.
S. Werthers chimes in. Big fan of Charlie Austin. S. Werthers was complaining about the lack of male dealers. I believe S. Werthers is a female follower of ours, complaining about the lack of male dealers on our feature table. Kind of had 100% female dealers yesterday, which, to the delight of our Twitch following, as you can imagine, most of them were of the male persuasion. Got one female joining us, S. Werthers. Wants to see a Charlie Austin lookalike as dealer. Fair enough. Getting through quite a bit of water today. It's thirsty work, this commentating. Playing on my 4th glass since the break.
He's going to go for the call. He wants to do so badly. I mean,
pretty rough spot for Baruta.
It's horrible.
Easy not to believe in this situation.
Yeah,
He's going to call. This is a huge pot for Sanchez. The float with ace high on the flop obviously gave him a chance to get paid on late streets. Obviously not expected to have the ace high there too often. That's a big blow for Baruta. He was I think he was our chip leader coming in, and he's put a huge chunk of chips over the way of David Sanchez, who is, from what I can tell, the most dangerous player, the most accomplished player at this table.
definitely, yeah.
Jamie Abbott 360 is asking, how much do you get paid? Now, I'm not sure if he's talking about the players playing at the table or he's talking about the commentators in the booth. Obviously, the commentators in the booth, they're doing this for the love of the game. We love talking about poker. We love watching poker. These players at the table are all going to be paid a minimum of 5,000 euros for their time over the last 3 days. Most of them will be having their eyes on the bigger prizes, 54,000 up top, 33,000 per second. Incredible payouts for a tournament that had a buy-in of 299 euros.
Baruta again with a pair. Seen him have like 3 pairs in 4 hands here.
Non-Profit says that I sound permanently like I'm eating soup, perhaps referring to me constantly sipping water. Got a question from Porn Am I? Oh. Yep, any questions on Twitch, we will be delighted to hear. Got a pair of 8s for Baruta.
The question is, what is your favourite farm animal? Interesting.
If you count a horse as a farm animal, okay, we found a tongue twister. Farm animal, that would be a horse. I'm not sure whether you count a horse as a farm animal. Used to spend a lot of time on my grandmother's farm back in the day. She had quite a number of horses. Fine creatures.
It's all about donkeys, really. It's all about donkeys.
I've never been to a farm that's contained a donkey. But
Have you not? Place in England called Blackburn. A lot of donkeys in Blackburn.
7-2. Big man, 7-2.
I think I've heard in the last few days that they're planning to rename Blackburn East Burnley. Have you got any views on that renaming?
Wow. Yeah, I've not heard that one yet. But if it is, I will never be returning, probably.
Jamie Abbott 360. Yes, we are English. Kyle, our friend here, is Scottish, although he talks with an English accent. Born in Dundee, I believe.
Yep. Shout out to all the Dundonians.
Dundonians. Thanks to your tweet from Valera Pro, mentioning that the river bet was pretty polarising. I believe it was a pretty chunky bet. Definitely a polarising spot, which is probably what got him paid off.
Definitely.
Quite a few.
Baruta again with a pair.
Baruta picked up
4th pair in 5
number of
hands.
pairs. Picked up King Queen and Ace King in the first 2 hands as well. Texter 77 likes sheep. Not a huge fan of sheep. I don't like any animals that run away from you. Kind of not too keen on. Spent a lot of time down in the country. Prelator, please talk Scottish. Scottish, as far as I'm aware, isn't a language, it's an accent. You could ask him to talk in a Scottish accent, he may or may not.
I mean, so Baruta opens with 10s in under the gun +1. Under the gun +2 folds pocket 4s, and it comes round to Gul, who has 7 deuce, who's about to fold as well. Around to the button with Bain, he folds. There you go. That's a little bit of Scottish.
That was had me laughing.
Gaelic. No, I can't do Gaelic, I'm afraid. Oh, we've got jacks with Magic Man.
Okay, there's going to be quite a few chips going in here, I would imagine.
Magic Man's got 1.9 million. This is going to go all in call, I think.
This is catastrophic for Baruta. He's just lost a huge chunk of chips, and now he's going to lose a huge chunk more. I think he has Magic Man well covered, but he's going to be down to 5 million if this hand plays out as we expect. I mean, I fully expect jacks to shove. Magic Man is an unconventional player. I mean, he's an unconventional person, as you can probably gather.
Yeah.
He doesn't play conventionally. He made some interesting folds yesterday and today, and moments that you'd expect to be insta calls. But this is going to go call here, and Baruta is going to hate what he sees. He's getting a really rough couple of hands for Baruta. He's going to be down to 5 million, which is a little over 10 big blinds.
There's not been any 10s folded. No 10s folded, so let's see what happens. 7, 8, 9 flop. That's a good flop for Magic Man.
Just needs to fade a 10 on the turn and river. 5% hand for Baruta now. This is a rough couple of hands for Baruta. It doesn't look particularly happy. And as you guys could probably tell, this is one of the most popular characters here. He's a local player.
I love
very,
it.
Very interesting character. Okay, so another 2 million will be shipped over to Magic Man there. Who's a better poker player between the two of you? Kyle Hendry is a very good player. I'm an amateur player, so he's the better of the two of us, probably. Plays quite a lot online. Very different playing styles.
We do.
Okay, we have the chip lead. As you can see, David Perez-Sanchez in a commanding lead. He's sitting there with 53 big blinds. Everyone else at the table under 20 big blinds. And I would be very surprised if David Perez-Sanchez didn't make the top 3 at this point, barring some pretty weird coolers. He can apply a lot of pressure to these players. He can also be selective about the hands that he chooses to go into battle with.
Really unfortunate for Baruta right now. I mean, he's just getting beaten up a little bit, and it's not even his fault. I mean, the 10s v jacks is just a cooler as well. It's like 5 big blinds I think Magic Man had or something, and the ace-9 as well was just a bit of a sick spot for him. Still got the whole table.
Not a big question. Okay, question from non-profit. Who's better at Fold'em, Hold'em between the two of you? I'm definitely better at folding than Mr. Hendry. Pretty good in the art of folding. Played a bit of poker against each other over the course of the weekend. Carla the better of the exchanges, including a run twice board with aces against 5-6 on a 6-7-8.
You got to get the 5-6 in.
Mr. Hendry won both boards. Pretty much locked them both up on the turn. Needless to say, Roland Boothby wasn't too thrilled about those 2 runouts. Took him at least an hour to say another word.
to recover. I think we're going to get a raise with King Jack in from, is it Pashkev? Yeah.
Okay, King Jack.
What's his stack? 5.9, I mean.
Okay, playing about 12 or 13 bigs. A little bit loose, I'd say, under the gun.
Yeah,
got a lot of
definitely.
Raising into a couple of big stacks behind him, including, I think what will be David Sanchez's button. But you've got to get him in, I guess. You can't sit around. Question from Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. You guys are live at the King's Casino. We are sort of live. We're semi-live. We're on a 30-minute delay here to protect the integrity of the game. We're sitting with whole cards up. We're locked away in a dungeon at the back. It looks like more like a psychiatric cell. Padded walls.
Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable room I've been in, actually. It's a bit uncomfortable for me, but
lots of high-tech gear. But a little bit warm yesterday, but everything's a lot cooler today. Yesterday was a 13-hour day in this room. I didn't leave the booth.
Baruta in the big blind.
Okay, probably going to see... Okay, but we thought we might see a peel from Magic Man with the ace-8. But Magic Man is certainly on the tighter side of things. Doesn't look to get involved without a premium hand too often.
Abi, Hasan abi, 1 ile 8'i attım burada, kalp vardı.
Anyone on Twitch is enjoying what they see, keep sharing. Really pleased with the numbers who are watching us at the moment, but anyone who likes what they see, anyone who's got any friends who want to watch a bit of poker on this Monday afternoon / early evening, share the stream on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram. This is twitch.tv /PokerroomKings. Also, stream is being shown on redbet.com. Now, as you can see there, the player in seat 6 is wearing one of our Redbet Live hoodies. We have 10 of these hoodies to give away, and I think in the next couple of moments we will start talking about how to win one of those. So, in order to win one of these hoodies, you will need a Redbet account. If you don't have a Redbet account, go to redbet.com and create one. It takes a couple of minutes. Once you have your Redbet account, anyone with an existing Redbet account, you don't have to partake in that step. You go to the Redbet Live Facebook page. That's facebook.com/redbetlive. And you post your Redbet username onto the wall of Redbet Live. And anyone who's posted the name will be eligible for a hoodie when the raffle is made later today. I will put the URLs up that you need.
We've got an all-in and a account asked from Sanchez with the ace-7 of hearts in mid-position. I can see him just going to fold, though. With 4 people behind him, it's going to be quite hard. I know he's got the chips, like, with 21 million, but he's just going to find out that it's a bit too much, I think. Yeah, so we get a pass from Sanchez. See if anybody else wakes up with a monster behind him. Onto Magic Man, who's folding. Brute in the small blind. So it's an all-in and take it for Heidel. Moves up to 4.2 million.
Okay, guys, I've put the URLs that you need on the Twitch chat. So anyone with a Redbet account, go straight to the Facebook page and post your username onto there. And those who don't have a Redbet account, create one. Anyone who creates a Redbet account, use the bonus code RedbetLive, also about to go in the tweet box. Anyone using the Redbet Live sign-up code will get a €5 free bet to be used on Redbet. So multiple opportunities to earn yourself money and hoodies on the redbet.com site. This raffle will take place later on today. To answer your question, Texter 77, with that, what do you get with that code? That code gets you a €5 free bet on Redbet, I believe, for Sportsbook. What we got going on here, Carl?
Sanchez is just applying pressure. I think he's raised in mid-position with ace-8 offsuit, so yeah, he's just going to use his stack to to try and apply pressure against the whole table, I think. 21 million at this stage is just an unbelievable stack. I think we're going to see a lot of action from him tonight.
Another question regarding the wearing of gloves by our magic man. Despite our best efforts, still haven't managed to find the explanation behind the gloves. We're still trying. Lots of interest in Magic Man in the Twitch chat over the past couple of days, especially in the gloves. Here they are. Very strange. Ever seen a player wearing white gloves at a poker table, Kyle?
No, I've never seen a player wear white gloves. It's a strange one. I'd like to know what his reason is behind it. So we've got blinds at 200, 400k, ante's 50k.
Okay, so now the ante is currently one starting stack from this tournament. The starting stack was 50,000 euros. Always, doing well in a tournament where you reach a spot where the ante constitutes the starting stack. Mr. Heidel's getting away from our table for a while. He's obviously not excited enough. Suggestion from Forte, because cards and chips are nasty. Potentially. The chips have been handled, probably by a number of hands. It's quite so they're nasty. But maybe a hygienic kind of guy.
Going to get a raise, I think, from the Brit in seat 3. We don't know his hand yet. It's 9-10 of hearts, okay.
As you've probably gathered, this is a whole cards up coverage. We're on a half-an-hour delay to protect the integrity of the game. We're at the Redbet Live main event at the King's Casino here in Rozvadov in the Czech Republic. This is the final table, Redbet Live. 8 players remaining. Question from Timur's Regs. When is the giveaway for the Redbet hoodies? The giveaway will be at the end of the final table, so you have the duration of the final table to complete your various tasks. Okay, Mr. Gould here. We haven't seen much from him so far. He is a pretty aggressive player, slightly hampered by quite a small stack size. He's going to be more than happy to get it in with Ace King here, and I imagine this is going to get through. Not sure whether Mia might think he's priced in here. Probably got to reluctantly let go of the 10-9, I'd imagine. Looks a bit sick. Wish he'd just thrown his hand away.
Yeah, it's pretty sick because he's thinking when it gets to the big blind, he's thinking he's got to take it down with 10 high here. But unfortunately for him, Gould's woken up with a monster and he's going to have to let go of it.
Yeah, Mia's going to let go of his hand, as we expected.
So it's not good to have to open raise, fold with 10 big blinds.
Absolutely. Timur Regs, what are the various tasks? Might be pushing it to call them tasks. Probably a bad choice of word. They're not tasks. To get a entry into the Redbet raffle for the hoodies, you need to post on the Redbet Facebook page, the Redbet Live Facebook page, which I've posted the link for just further up the chat. What you need to post there is your Redbet account username. Now, if you don't have a Redbet account username, you need to create one on the redbet.com site. Basically, 2 things you have to do if you don't have a Redbet account. 1 thing to do if you do. The announcement will be made towards the end of the final table. She's looking down at 8-6 and Ace-6 in the cutoff. Magic's going to let that one go. He's playing a pretty short stack. Not a nice spot though. No one wants to commit their tournament life at 8-6.
Oh, he's jammed anyway.
He's jammed anyway. Probably thought that an ace is enough in this spot.
Yeah, I don't mind it, to be honest. He's got like 4.5 big blinds.
I think ace-6 with 4 big blinds. Didn't realise he was quite that short. Questions coming in on the Twitch.
You might get a call, actually. King Jack off.
Jamie Abbott 360. This first stream poker is better. They answer my questions. Jamie, we're answering all questions in the chat. Anything you like, we'll get it answered. Apologies if you're ignored. We're trying to keep up with the Twitch chat. Got a huge number of people watching at the moment, so doing our best. Raymond asks, why is there a German flag behind Magic Man? He's not German. As far as I'm aware, he's German. I saw an interview with him yesterday. He was talking German. I'm aware that he's got a number of different candidates for his nationality. I'm told he was born in Turkey, but I imagine he lives in Germany. I'm told he speaks 6 or 7 different languages.
Only not to play.
Jamie Abbott 360, any question you want answered, we're here to answer your questions. We're calling the action, trying to get involved with the Twitch chat as well. If we miss one of your questions, feel free to ask again. We're trying to monitor all the chat whilst keeping an eye on the table.
Sabetsky in a similar spot to his to the last hand, where he's found an ace. I know he picked up 1 million chips though in the last hand, so that might change it a little bit. And he's gone for it again, so he's all in with the ace-3 of hearts. He's got to get through 4 players.
Okay, his chips have gone in here. Jamie Abbott 360, are we English? I'm English. I'm from London, England. Currently living in Malta. Lived all my life previous to that in London, in Shepherd's Bush. Kyle is born in Scotland, United Kingdom. Currently lives in Malta as well. Okay, another shove gets through from Sabekci. Added some pretty valuable chips to his stack there. Blinds at 2, 4, 600, so almost 100k in there. So almost 1 million in there, even, pre-flop.
Yeah, he's increased his stack by 50% in the last 2 hands, which is huge for him, and definitely didn't have to go down to a showdown, so that does help him.
6 APM was just recently in London, the financial district. Do I live around there? I used to live in West London, in Shepherd's Bush. Lived in Ealing for a while. Not too far from the financial district, only a few miles. Worked in the financial district a couple of times in my life. Jamie Abbott 360, why am I here? I'm here to commentate on the Redbet Live Open. Was asked, very privileged to be asked by the Redbet head of poker, Marcin Jablonski, to come out to Rozvadov with the Redbet team and commentate. My day job is with the Hender Mob and the Global Poker Index in Malta.
Gul folds 8-9 of hearts in the cutoff. Sanchez in the small with ace-6 against Magic Man.
Oh.
He says all in.
Asked for the triangle. He's using the patented Jack Salter all-in triangle hand gesture. First seen in Europe during the EPT Grand Final 2014, during Jack Salter's run to second place. Jamie Abbott 360, do I get paid? I get paid to do my day job. I don't get paid to commentate for Redbet.
Now it's the second we see.
Doing it for the love of the game.
Okay, it's not saying.
Magic Man with a bit of Hollywood here.
It's pocket.
We all know he's a very tight player. I don't ever see him calling here with Queen 8 off.
It was very, very close.
He says it was very close, but I don't agree.
One of the interesting things about seeing hole cards is you now know when players are lying to their opponents.
We definitely do.
Normally you can get away with lying through your teeth to your opponents at the poker table once the hands hit the mark. I think poker players have been known to lie for many years about what hands they folded. But on this occasion, we're going to know when they're lying. We can pull them up on it. Okay, in answer to the question of DS842, where do I enter the bonus code? If you look at the sign-up form for Redbet, at the bottom of that form is a box saying promotion code, just under date of birth. If you put the code Redbet Live into that box, you will receive your €5 free bet to use on Redbet Sportsbook. Jamie Abbott, how old are you? I'm 30 years old. Kyle, my friend here, is
23.
Okay, we had a little debate in the Twitch chat earlier about what constituted being old. I think most people accepted that 30 was pretty old.
Very old.
Kyle is an absolute puppy, obviously. Most of my references to popular culture from when I was younger, Kyle wasn't even born. Probably doesn't even remember Pokemon.
So we have raise under the gun with King Jack of Spades from a 12 big blind stack. Baruta, who's not had a great start to his final table, and Ghoul again has picked up with jacks. He keeps running into some hands here. Unfortunately for him, I can see this going all in.
There's another. Okay, now another player using the patented Jack Salter all-in triangle gesture. Now, Baruta going to be hating life again, keeps running into hands, must be feeling sick at the moment, comes into this final table as the second placed player in chips, and he's now playing short stack of 10 big blinds. Pretty rough for him. All to play for. More questions coming in. Are these professional players? We don't know about the history of these players. We imagine some of them will be regulars here at the King's Casino. Probably some of them have day jobs. This is a €299, so plenty of amateurs in this field. Jamie Abbott again. Do we like football? Absolutely. Carl is a professional footballer. Used to play for Glasgow Rangers and St Mirren, I believe.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of the game. Don't play it particularly well. Sometimes turn out for Redbet FC in the local five-a-side league in Malta. If anyone's got any questions about the hoodie raffle, get them into us. We will answer anything you may need. If you've missed any of the links that you need. What I am? Do I like American football? Of all American sports, that is my favourite. New England Patriots fan. That's probably going to get me some hate. Easy peasy lemon squeezy FC St Pauli. Is that a team in Malta? I'm not sure if FC St Pauli is. Sounds like it could be Maltese.
It does actually. Action round to Sanchez in the cut-off with ace-4 off. Probably see a raise here. Especially from a 22 million stack. He just jams into all three players. I think the one with the most chips has about 11, 12 big blinds. Round to Magic Man with the Jack 8 off. Definitely be seeing a fold here. Action round to the big blind Baruta. King 5 off. Folds as well. So Sanchez takes down another pot. Up to over 23 million chips now for Sanchez. Crushing this field, almost 50% of the chips in play. Again, the payout structures for this is final table. First, we'll take home €54,359. Second, we'll take home €33,000. Third, €23,200. Fourth, €17,480. Fifth, $13,700. Sixth, we'll take away $10,000. Seventh, $7,200. And eighth will be $5,000. So a great payday now for everyone involved for a €299 buy-in. Action round to Ghoul with a 7-2 of spades.
Hello everyone. Just took a brief hiatus from the booth. Hope Mr. Hendry was keeping you company adequately.
We had an all-in from Sanchez. He just jammed into the button and two blinds with ace-4 off and got it through.
Questions coming in on Twitch. Really enjoying the interaction. How much does the players get paid in English money? Well, the payouts are in euros. The top prize is 53,000 euros, which would be around 39,000 English pounds. Currently, a rate of 1.4 euros to the pound. Very shocking rate if you like to spend time and money in the UK, like I do. There you see the Chepkins. Very, very comfortable for David Sanchez. 60 big blinds. Getting close to the point where he has the combined stack of the rest of the table. Not quite there yet, but this is an absolutely beautiful spot to be in for Mr. Sanchez. I mean, can't abuse the table too much because he's facing a lot of stacks that will shove on him fairly liberally, but what he can certainly do is pick his spots well and use his stack to apply pressure. Obviously our Redbet raffle competition is still running. Anyone who hasn't done so yet, get on the Redbet Live Facebook page. I've posted the URL links. I'll post them again in a little while. Get your Redbet username posted onto the Facebook page. Not sure how many we have at the moment. I'm going to have a check in a minute. Giving away 10 Redbet Live hoodies, so you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning this if you post your name. If we only get 10 entrants, you'll have a 100% chance of winning it. It's one of the best odds you'll probably see in a competition anytime soon. Jamie Abbott 360. What country is this casino in? We're in the Czech Republic, pretty close to the border with Germany, but we're in the town of Rozvadov in the Czech Republic.
Bubble.
So sick.
Bubble. Blinded. Yeah, blinded.
But nice player. Very, very rolling King's feet. Yeah, but I lose. Respect.
So close. Yeah, you know, if I wanted to triple up, you know.
First time probably you wanna lose, and then you win.
Predator suggesting that King's Casino is in the Sudetenland. As far as I know, the Sudetenland is in Germany, but possibly stretches into this area. Let's try and get to the action here. It's like Magic Man's thinking that's something. He's going to let it go.
Action round to the button. Sobechki, I think, who's got like 5 big blinds. Yeah, this will be going on.
Put this in, blind on blind. Getting up to a pretty nice number of views on the stream. Hope you're all getting involved in the Redbet hoodie promotion. As you can see, the hoodie available to win is the hoodie being sported by our player in seat 6, the Polish player, Paszczewski. This is a pole-on-pole action. Both of them involved in the last longer bet for Poland. Queen 10 here, Kyle. What are you thinking here, being shoved on in the small blind?
His stack's 6.2, yeah, it's just a fold. I mean,
what would you need there to call a 6? Well, you're playing 6 big blinds, you're playing 6 million v 3 million. Queen, king, queen.
Yeah, king, queen minimum, I think. Any ace, obviously. Any small pairs plus.
We do not discuss.
But king queen would be the hand I would least have to call with, I think. Queen 10 is just not good enough, I don't think.
It's Corey again. Says hi. Jamie Abbott 360. Talking about another poker broadcaster. I think I've heard of them. Anyone got any questions about the game of poker in general? About the rules? About the live poker scene? Get in touch. Anyone got any strategy questions? Any other questions? Get them to us.
Hier rüber, deine Chips. Zu viel. Was sieht man das nicht mehr? I don't like to give away the chips. Yeah? I don't like to. My English is leather bit.
Will nicht die Chips einfach weggeben.
Das würde ich auch.
We've got a shove here from the hijack, it looks like. Looks like the cut, might be actually the cut-off. Got a pair of sixes. Pretty good hand with 4 million, 10 big blinds. It's going to get through. Predator asks what limits do us casters play. I'm an amateur player, normally play 1-2. Been playing a bit of 1-3 around the King's Casino this week. Play tournaments with buy-ins of usually 500 euros or below. Played the Battle of Malta in November. Fabulous tournament held in Malta each year in November. Kyle is a online player. We'll just popped out of the booth. We'll ask him what limits he plays at when he comes back. And favourite colours, yeah, we can get to that after this next hand. And thank you very much to Trutaho, who's saying we're doing a good job interacting with the stream. Thank you very much. Okay, we see our chip counts again. Sure if we're up into the next level yet. I imagine the next level will be 250,000, 500,000. Still at 2-4. Magic Man thinking about his action. Queen 10 under the gun. Pretty sure he's going to let this one go. Question from Seriously Black. Why can't you check with the nuts? Yeah, there is a rule. Most venues implement a rule where you can't check back in position when holding the nuts. It's a rule that makes sense. Very rare that you'd have a reason to check back the nuts, and so people will rightly ask questions about collusion when players check the nuts, because there should never be any rational explanation other than collusion to check the nuts. Obviously, if you're first to act, you're checking the nuts to induce or to trap, then that's fine. But checking the nuts in position, usually penalised in tournaments throughout the world, and probably in some cash games too, but more likely to be penalised in tournaments. Okay, on we roll to hand 288, or 289 even. 1 million in the pot pre, so you've got the small blind 200,000, big blind 400,000. Lots to play for in every hand. A lot of these players could add 20%, even 30% to their stacks just by picking up the blinds and antes. Predator asks, can you check ace-king on an ace-king-ace-jack-jack board? Yes, you can, because ace-king is not the nuts on an ace-king-ace-jack-jack board. Jack-jack would be the nuts, if that was a rainbow or unsuited type flop. Yep, I think that rule only applies to the nuts. It would be very odd to check back ace-king on ace-king-ace-jack-jack in position. But that ruling only applies to the stone nuts, not hands that are nearly the nuts. Okay, as if our chip leader needs any more chips. Picked up ace-queen suited, the small blind. It's going to put in a little raise here. Hope that Magic Man wants to get frisky. Definitely one of our tighter players, Magic Man, so I doubt he's going to be doing anything crazy, but people sometimes get frisky, blind on blind. Often feel they're being bullied, and that might well be the case here.
Oh, he's got ace-9 as well. This could be it. This could be it for Magic Man.
Pretty sure the chips are going to go in here. He's got to think that Sanchez is going to be pretty wide, opening the small blind with a stack of well over 20 million. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It's actually a bit of a cooler here, blind on blind. Here we go, as we expected. The ace-9's going to jam. It's pretty rough spot for Magic Man. I think a lot of people in this venue are going to be cheering out for a 9 here.
Yeah, he's got a good rail with him, so there'll be a few shouts if a 9 comes on the flop.
And the Sanchez show rolls on here. It's going to be the owner of a 25 million chip pot if this flop breaks out. A couple of chop opportunities. Magic Man will definitely take a jack now. That's a pretty bad card. It takes away one of Magic Man's outs. Just needs a 9 of diamonds or the 9 of spades now. And it's the ace, and that's not going to be enough. Aces and deuces with a queen kicker for Sanchez, and we're going to lose Magic Man. A lot of people are going to be pretty disappointed around this feature table. Here we see some of the rail already looking away, trudging away disgruntledly. Really loving the Twitch numbers at the moment. Any of you enjoying what you're hearing? Share our Twitch feed, twitch.tv/PokerRoomKings. Get yourselves onto the Facebook page of Redbet Live if you want to win one of the Redbet hoodies currently being modelled so elegantly by our player in seat 6, the Polish player. Okay, bit of chit chat. Big Polish rail here. 2 Polish players, seat 5 and seat 6. Okay, Epi 8 to 1983. Can we send a shout out to Mr. Hansa Limp? Hansa Limp is, I think, a regular at the King's Casino. It's a name that's familiar to me from correspondence received to Hendermob. Of course, Mr. Hansa Limp, welcome to you if you're watching, or whether you're a friend of Epi 1983. Good to have you with us. Ever had a dominant position like our C1 has in a final table of a tournament, Carl?
No, not in the final table. I haven't had 50% of the chips in play with 8 left. I mean, it's quite unusual, to be honest, to have such a big stack at this stage. But I mean, he's going to. I can't see him folding here.
There's
Gul has got, I think, about 15 big blind.
No, that's mine.
Sanchez is just leaving chips in Magic Man's seat. We forgot about him.
So many chips, doesn't even need to collect them all. Now, question from CFLO516. How much was 8th? 8th was €5,093. So Magic Man is going away with 5k, which is almost 20 times his buy-in. So yeah, pretty great run for Magic Man. Obviously he 10 times that money for first place. So a bit of a cooler spot there on blind, both with a decent ace. Okay, got some decent hands here. The open from the hijack from Gul with the king queen. The flat from Sanchez. Interesting decision on Mia. What would you be doing here, Carl? Flatting?
Yeah, I'd probably call as well in the big blind. I'm getting such good odds here. What's his stack as well? The Mia's got 5 big blinds actually. I'm not sure. Queen high flop would be the best option here. 10-8, 10-8-4. Sanchez with a gut shot.
Yeah, might get checked to Sanchez, and I'm almost certain he will bet if he gets checked to him with 2 overs and a gut shot. These two are not playing too much behind. They may want to give up on this hand, and I imagine if they give up, Sanchez, being the perceptive player he is, he will pick up on that. Might take a free card, try and peel a gut shot. Wouldn't surprise me if he made a little bet here, maybe just shy of $1 million. Yeah, looks like he's doing as I expected. Got a small bet, but he knows it's going to put his opponents under pressure. Yep, as Akbar Joje tells me, the richer getting richer. Absolutely, it's been a steady increase for Sanchez. Already the chip leader when we started this table, and now he's overwhelming. Okay, we've got a flat call from Gul off a very significant stack. Okay, double gut shot now for Sanchez, which I'm sure he's going to second barrel. It's a very good bluff card. You're second barreling in this spot most of the time, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the best option. Gul doesn't really show much.
It's almost going to certainly be a fold here from Gul. He's got his own gut shot. Not really got the chips to be playing 3 streets out of position with no pair. I'm pretty sure he's a player who doesn't like to fold, so might get stubborn here, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see him let his hand go after a bit of deliberation. Been joined by Gundolf Hensel. Thank you for joining us, Gundolf. Greetings to Nicholas Barbani. Good guy from Kings. Thank you for that shout out. Hopefully Nicholas Barbani is watching as well.
He's counting chips out here. Gul calls again. Wow. I mean,
this is one of the more interesting.
I didn't expect this at all. The double gut shot for Sanchez.
And I think this card should be the most interesting. Okay, Gul has checked again. Now this will be a huge pot for Gul if Sanchez checks back, but he's going to shove, as I think you'd expect. Got a huge stack. Got stone air. Can't win the hand at showdown.
Going to show the bluff here, I think. He doesn't. That would have sent Gul over the edge, I think, if he just showed the old queen high there.
Now, Gul's instincts were right there, but did he have the stack to call 2 streets as a hero when he knew that there was a pretty good chance of him getting shoved on the river?
Well, definitely not. I mean,
an aggressive player with chips, not going to give up the bluff there.
No, he's not. He's just going to go barrel. It was an interesting hand. I mean, Gul still has 10 bigs, but I think he had started the hand with 18 big blinds. It was a bit of a.
It was a case of his instincts being right, but not having the ammunition to follow it through.
Exactly.
Unless he was planning to call the river, because that river shove was about as certain as Monday coming after Sunday.
Such a brick river as well. I mean, if he calls turn thinking he's ahead, then he suddenly has to call river. But I mean, it's.
Okay, maybe we've got it slightly wrong. Non-profit thinks that Gul was just chasing, wasn't being a hero, just trying to hit his card. Gul's a pretty decent player. He's very stubborn player. Doesn't like to give up pots. So yeah, that would be in line with non-profit's thinking on the hand. Just doesn't like to fold out draws. Okay, got a shove.
Sanchez just jams into the blinds again.
Okay, gets a fold from Queen 10. Yeah, pretty hand Queen 10. I guess Bruta doesn't want to call off from it. Came into this table second in chips and had a rough time of things. I think everyone's having a rough time of things other than our Spaniard. And Akbar Joje, thinking along the same lines of non-profit instinct, thinking that probably not instinct, just trying to hit, calling him a fish. I don't think Gul is a fish. He knows what he's doing. Doesn't like to fold many hands once he gets a piece. But
Sanchez with ace-9 here. Probably going to ask for the triangle again.
Yeah, got a lovely situation where he can just shove on the people behind him. Could turn into one of the most dominating final tables.
Sick. Baruta's found ace-8. This guy's just finding spots. He's always one below. When he had 10s against jacks.
Yeah, always got them pipped. And
he's called.
Okay, so got ace-9 here for Sanchez, and we got ace-8 for Baruta. Feeling sick. Came into this table second in chips. Looks like he's Going to go away in 7th place unless he gets some help. Okay, a couple of chops possible. So we see some high cards. They are not the chop opportunities that we were expecting.
Sanchez just running away with this.
Okay. Even has his possible gut shots blocked. Okay, it's going to be an 8 and an 8 only to save Boruta.
Sanchez wins another. Now up to 37 million chips.
Absolutely steamrolling this table as we are joined by C Murray _doubleboard. Welcome to C Murray doubleboard. Stapleton got crushed with these two. Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment. One of my commentating idols being crushed by the duo of Hendry Boothby. Murray offers a cup of tea. Make sure you have it with milk, otherwise you might die.
Even chop everyone?
Gundolf Hensel again, chiming in.
Sanchez has just got chunks at the moment.
This must be the most chip lead you ever had.
Everyone absolutely astonished by the chip lead of David Sanchez at this moment. Bit of chit chat going on. Probably talking about a deal. Currently 6 players left. I think it might be a bit early for a deal. Sanchez certainly doesn't need a deal unless he's offered a deal which would offer him more than first place money, which wouldn't be inconceivable. Okay, for those of you who's wondering what's going on, some of the players have requested redistributing the remaining prize money in a way that would be less top heavy. Quite a common occurrence at the end of poker tournaments. The blinds are fairly shallow, so normally you wouldn't see deals six-handed, especially in bigger events. I think they're going to pause the clock. I'll let you listen to what these guys are saying. Those of you who speak German are most likely to understand. So it looks like they're going to pause the clock here. It'd be pretty surprising to see a deal agreed by the chip lead at this point, unless it gives him almost the entire first place money. It could be the case that they offer him the first place money and the other players chop the remaining prizes, which wouldn't be that. It would be almost unheard of in terms of previous history, but I haven't seen too many situations where the chip lead has such a huge percentage of the chips in play. I can't see Sanchez agreeing to anything other than the top prize. Perhaps the others are going to agree to chop the remaining 5 prizes. What do you think about this spot, Carl? Obviously, the chip leader doesn't really need to deal. He pretty much knows to lock it up.
I can tell that it's the guy who's got like 3 big blinds that's the most active in this conversation about the deal. I mean, I'd be the same if him. I'd be trying to sort a deal out if I've got like 3.5 big blinds, because he knows that it's only a matter of time before he gets his chips in and has to hold.
I was staking saying the chip leader could take 50 and not have to worry about any risk of losing a stack or wasting time or maybe getting unlucky. Perhaps they're going to thrash something out. Hopefully this won't see the end of our final table. I imagine we'll play on to a winner, but they may redistribute the prize money a little. Anyone on Twitch got any views on this deal? Anyone got any views on deal making in general? I know some tours, some series don't facilitate deal making. I know the King's Casino here in Rozvadov do allow deal making, and they report deal making in their results. I think most tours these days accept that deal making is a big part of poker. The EPT certainly allows deal making. I know that the World Series doesn't facilitate deal making, which can often lead to bad feeling. Sometimes some shady dealings, whisperings. See, the World Series slightly sacred, different in other tours in that they award a bracelet. They don't want the importance of the bracelet ever being diminished. They want all tournaments to play to a winner. Carl, your view on deals? You normally take a deal, would you, if it was right for you?
It depends on the situation. Yeah, it'd have to be in favour of me, really. I don't really like I think I've maybe done 4 or 5 in my life. But yeah, it'd have to be in favour of me right now. If I was the chip leader, I wouldn't be saying yes to anything but 54 at the moment. I mean, he's got like 70% of the chips in play, I think. With the 6 left, it's outrageous. I mean, he and I can tell from seeing that he doesn't want to take anything less than top prize.
Seriously, Black. I can remember once Coleman and 2 others made a deal in some tournament. The deal you're probably thinking of is the super high roller in Barcelona. I believe there was a deal that involved himself and possibly Olivier Busquet, who eventually took the lion's share of the money in that event. Coleman, there was no deal reported for Coleman's biggest cash, which was the 1 drop. Obviously, being a World Series of Poker event, deals are not facilitated and are most World Series of Poker bracelets play down to a winner. I'm pretty sure most people accept that sometimes deal making does take place at the WSOP. Pay jumps in these tournaments are very big at the top, so players will like to even out variance, especially in the later stages of a tournament where the blinds and antes are very large and the average stack can often be pretty small. This is certainly an example of one of those times. We see the small blind at 200,000, the big blind at 400,000, and we have an average stack of just under 10 million, so 12 big blinds for the average stack. A lot of these players with shorter stacks, all in a similar boat, need to get their money in, probably realise that they could do some sort of deal where they chop 2nd to 6th place money. Obviously, the player David Sanchez in our 1 seat will want pretty close to the full amount. He doesn't need to deal this time. Pretty much loving life. We'll see what happens.
We have the blinds going up in 5 minutes as well to 300k, 600k, which is another huge step. I mean, average stack is 9.5 million, but we know that David Sanchez has got close to 50 million, I think, 45 million or something. So these guys literally will be all in or fold soon. So this is why they're trying to figure out a deal right now.
C. Murray double board, asking if I accept a deal if the game afterwards is a PLO 6 card. Probably won't be playing any PLO anytime soon after an unsuccessful dabble in PLO the other night. Tried to block the game being dealer's choice. That block was unsuccessful. Managed to lose the €800 pot for the last pot of the night with a hand that I thought was pretty good. Ended up not being the best hand. 3-way all in against Mark Thorne, one of the luckiest players in Rozvadov this weekend. Running hotter than the sun. Absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
Saw him enjoying a steak in the pretty thick steak in the restaurant earlier. He's not been seen in the free buffet much this weekend.
Yeah, he's spending that PLO money in his steakhouse. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, so it looks like a steak was paid for by me. It was a chunky one too. Nice bit of medium rare steak paid for by Roland Boothby's PLO money. Okay, Corona 225. Sanchez better not accept anything less than first place money. I think whoever made a point about the 50k mark being attractive to Sanchez, I would certainly agree with to an extent. Sanchez could lock things up now. Wouldn't have to worry about getting unlucky or any sort of cooler hands. Hot streak may run cold at some point, and if he could lock up 50,000, he would be pretty thrilled. I think it's a €299 buy-in. Not too often do you see a first prize in excess of 50,000 in a 300 buy-in event.
He'd definitely take 50, I think. Without a doubt, because there's still variance, even though he's got such a big stack, and things can change in one hand. I mean, obviously not just now, but if somebody ends up not taking a couple of the guys out and gets up to maybe 15, 18, 20 million chips, one flip and the guy's right back in it against Sanchez. So I think if he got offered 50,000 now, I think he'd probably take it, to be honest.
There was a question from Let Me See Feet. Does this mean one guy gets 54 and the others split the 97k or so into piles and everyone leaves done deal? What will probably happen, Let Me See Feet, is that the players will agree to a deal based on either chip counts or something called ICM, independent chip model, which calculates a player's equity in the tournament based on their stack. And we just got a view of the beautiful Maria Tiger, our photographer and social media coordinator for Redbet, an absolutely talented, hard-working young woman. Hasn't barely slept this week. Looks like we're continuing with the action. It looks like a deal may not have been done. If any of our team in the graphics booth are aware of any deal, please get us a graphic on screen if the payouts have been updated.
I think no deal has been happened, to be honest.
Okay, well, we're going to wait for sound to return. In the meantime, you'll just hear our voices.
We have Mia all in for King Jack on the button. It's pretty standard for him.
Okay, and
King 9 of Hearts is actually quite close, I think. Closer than we think. King 9, how many big blinds has he got? He's got maybe five big blinds, so yeah.
probably just a fold. Probably the cut-off. And King 10 maybe a call.
Yeah,
King 9
maybe.
a fold.
Maybe. It was very close, though.
Absolute tower of chips for Sanchez. Okay, I've got a question that I want to get to because I think it was already asked, but you weren't in the booth. When Kyle plays online, does he use the 4-colour deck or the 2-colour? And if so, what's his favourite colour?
It's a very interesting question.
That was from P. Ponayam.
I just use the 2-colour deck. Yeah, I don't need 4 different colours, and my favourite colour is red.
Corona 225. So congratulating Sanchez. Hope you're all still with us. Even without the sound, you won't be hearing the ruffling of chips at the moment or the players' voices, but hopefully our graphics team are getting onto that. Pretty sure you can all still hear us. If you can all hear us, just let us know in the chat box. Hope we haven't lost all sound. Okay, here are the stacks. David Perez Sanchez up to 90 big blinds. Now he's got more than double the combined average of everyone else. Okay, we've got the countdown of death on our monitor. Now, this happened a couple of times yesterday, and we had no way of stopping the countdown of death other than waiting for our monitor to go off and restart. Got my trusty colleague Carl Hendry looking around for a remote control to stop the countdown of death, currently down to 30 seconds. Got some technical geniuses. Okay, I'm going to probably try and cover this hand. I haven't got the graphics because the countdown of death is covering the graphics, but probably going to lose us for around 30 seconds to a minute in 12 seconds as we see a raise from Mia, our English player, in the cutoff. Looks like it's going to get round to the small blind. Small blind is considering his action. Okay. It's all right. It happened yesterday. It's there's no remote in here, so we just have to ride with it. It's all right. It's done.
Oh, okay.
It's okay now.
Oh, Aces v Kings.
We're just seeing Aces v Kings. Okay, and it's finally a hand going to be won by a player other than David Sanchez. And we've got our sound back just in the nick of time. Aces v Kings, pretty cruel spot. Queen Jack, so a couple of backdoor possibilities for Kings. Could
10 for the sweat.
10-9, 10 for the sweat. See, the ace is blocking most of his straight outs. And that is a brick. And barring a king on the river, we're going to see a elimination of our British player. And a double up. He looks pretty happy. Wraps the table. That's the Redbet hoodie that you should all be vying for on the Redbet Live Facebook page. So we are down to 5 players. That 6th player was our British player, Atik Mihar, and he cashes for €13,764. So just shy of 14,000 euros for Mia, our Brit, possibly German, but playing with the British flag. He's had a good week. Took his bust out well, and there you see him clutching a Redbet Live hoodie. These hoodies have been absolutely the most popular thing in the King's Casino this week, other than the massage girls. And we pan out to our tournament clock. See, we've rolled into 300,000, 600,000 with a 50,000 ante. Down to 5 players, so average stack's going to creep up a tiny bit. So it's our first sort of big cooler of the final table. David Sanchez Absolute structure there.
900.
Just going to pop this one up to 900 with King Jack. Kyle's been asked if Blackbet Live offered you a sponsorship, would you take it?
No, I've got to stick with the roots and stick with my Redbet team.
Just said his favourite colour was red. That was a good answer. I'm not sure if it was intended, but
No, it was intended.
been keeping things absolutely red this week. You see the beautiful red felt on the feature table. The people have been using the hashtag Paint the Town Red on Twitter and Redbet Live.
Heidel with an ace here. This is quite close. 6, 12, 8 and 24. 4.5 big blinds. Interesting spot for him. When under the gun, I know Sanchez will be opening wide, and he knows that, but I don't think he's going to find many better spots when with an ace, 5 big blinds. He's been very quiet on this final table. Definitely thinking about this.
Don't forget to enter yourselves for the Redbet hoodie raffle. Can't see too many of you posting your Redbet usernames on the Facebook page. Make sure you like the Facebook page of Redbet Live. That's facebook.com/Redbet Live. We'll get the URL up right away.
Change your dealer.
Corona 225. The short stacks are trying to pay jump and not win. Now, I think at this situation, what are these players, what they'll be thinking about is getting up to the payouts second and third, which are 33,000 and 23,200 respectively. When a player has the stack the size of Sanchez, you need to start thinking about achieving the best possible outcome in the tournament and not necessarily winning. You've got to maximise your return, your ROI, as people say. And sometimes that can be done by employing a sort of tight strategy where hoping other players will bust ahead of you, often dictated by stack size. Once you get pretty short, you kind of accept that you're not a favourite to win the tournament, but you can ladder up places. You want to try and maximise the money that you make in the tournament. A few contributions in languages that I'm not fluent in. Unfortunately, our combined languages in this booth is one. Don't have the privilege of Boris, who was multilingual, but if you can get your comments into anything resembling English, I'll do my best. Just use words or pictures even. Not too many pictures. So, Pelotero 50 is saying, yeah. Now, I know that means ha, as my friends from the South American continent use that instead of ha. My friends from the South American continent being Carlos Murray, and my friend from Central America being Luis Boltadano. Both working hard at the Global Poker Index office in Malta. Okay, we've got 10s here for Paskevich. He's
here we go.
Found a few chips. We've got the Jack Salter triangle being implemented by Mr. Gull. And whatever he's got, he's going to get called, and he's got jacks. So Paskevich, newly acquired chips are not going to be as prevalent as they were, because he's not going to be folding 10s. Not going to like what he sees. Okay, pretty happy about the jacks. Still going to fade 5 cards.
Come, give me jack.
That will be a support for the German player. A lot of 10s out there today.
No
Got a few
flush
pairs of
draws.
jacks.
No flush draws.
10s as his flush draws blocked. Going to need something frisky.
Gull will go pretty mentally.
And there's the jack. Okay.
Queen 9.
A 9 or a queen for the sweat. That king out there keeps things slightly interesting. And that will be it for this hand. Gull will double up to 7 million. Still going to be kind of short. Paskievich just was the beneficiary of a double up. Big pair over big pair, and now he was on the losing end. And Gull's pretty excited, making a bit of noise out there. Keep your questions coming on the Twitch. Welcome to anyone who's joined us from the Spanish-speaking countries, of which there are quite a few. So let us know which country you're coming at us from, for those of you talking in Spanish. And if it's Portugal or Brazil, let us know about that as well. Now, Sumadre, I don't think is a nice comment. Pelateros 50. If Sumadre means your mother, you're getting blocked. No need for comments like that, I'm afraid. Joseph HTT. Is this a German tournament? Strictly speaking, this is not a German tournament. This is a tournament being played in the Czech Republic at the King's Casino. Germans are the most prevalent players here at the King's Casino. Lots and lots of Germans. Probably about 60% of the people who play here are German. We're right on the German border. Not too far from Munich, not too far from Nuremberg. Lots of German players find this preferable to the places that are able to play poker in Germany.
I am telling you, Jack.
Yeah.
So, double up for Hassan Gull of Germany, born in Turkey, sporting the Redbet patch there on the right-hand side of his shirt pocket. Predator. The Spanish J is unpronounceable in English. It's H. Thank you for that. Okay, Gull's picked up ace-8 under the gun. I imagine he'll get rid of that. Found a new batch of chips. Not going to want to give them away too soon with an ugly-looking hand like ace-8. We are 5-handed now, so people will have to open up their ranges somewhat. Okay, we've got a shove from Sanchez on the button into the small blind of Sebeci with the queen 5. Going to let that one go, and it's going to be a snap call from Paskievich, I would imagine. And Sanchez is finally getting his money in bad. Now, this is a sizable pot, and I think this will be a significant pot in this tournament. I think if Paskievich can double up here, if he can hold, he will be up to a reasonably playable stack. Maybe the momentum will be turning. So Paskievich looking to avoid a king, and there's a king in the door. King Queen 10. So a couple of redraws for Paskievich. Now he's going to need a 10 or an ace.
Spade.
There's an absolute brick, and this is
7 outs. That's not one of them.
Pretty rough one for Paskievich. When you're running hot, you're running hot. Always
Gull fist pumping for the pay jump.
Yep.
In his face.
Slightly bad form to fist bump for the elimination of a player.
Yeah,
I would have thought.
especially when he's stood right next to him. I mean, I can understand how happy he is, but I don't really like the just fist bump.
Not a big fan of fist bumping when a player eliminates.
Especially when he gets it in so good as well.
Yeah, got it in good, got sucked out on. Don't want to see a fist bump from the player next to you. Everyone knows that players are happy to ladder up in these spots. You don't need to give off an outward display of emotion when your opponent busts with the best hand. Okay, getting a lot of action on the Twitch chat feed. Not so many questions now. Got a few comments coming in on the action. Anyone got any questions for us? Kyle Hendry in the booth with me. I'm Roland Boothby.
Everyone's guaranteed now 17.5k.
Okay, here we have the chip counts. Hassan Gul on 11 big blinds, Thomas Sebekci on 4, and Oliver Heidel, we have seen very little of at this final table, on 3 big blinds. So this kind of dynamic makes it unlikely that we'll see a deal, I think. I think Hassan Gul will fancy his chances of locking up second in the next orbit. Well, we're probably going to see Heidel and Sebekci getting it in. Things are going to fly along here, I think, in the next couple of orbits with the 2 absolute micro stacks at our feature table. So down to 4 players. Our previous player, Lukas Paskevich, he will walk away with 13,764 euros. Again, a pretty nice payday for a 299 euro buy-in. Credit to everyone at Redbet for all the hard work that was put into this tournament. Attracted 1,148 runners. Absolutely incredible achievement. Rozvadov is a fairly remote location, even, on the Czech-German border. Not a whole lot around here. The nearest airports are an hour and a half to 2 hours away. Lots of players choose to drive here through many different countries. Got a couple of Swedish guys driving in from Sweden via a boat, and a couple of countries. Okay, got an all-in call, and we've got Jack 10 against Queen Jack, and Gul is got his money in good again. Needs to avoid. Now Jack 10 here has still got opportunities. Got the suited Jack 10, one of the prettier hands in No Limit Hold'em.
It's a funny final table. Like the Polish guy was so happy when he just saw him roll over the 10 Jack, because there's like a 6k pay jump. He was just so happy. He did a little fist jump pump as well, even before the cards have come out.
And that's a good flop for Jack 10. Absolutely,
it's a good flop,
fantastic flop. So Mr. Gul's going to need a queen. He's been or some kind of 9.
King for a sweat.
For the sweat.
Oh,
hey!
Here we go.
Big sweat here.
Gul is just like can't
Needs
take any more.
9 queen or ace here.
Yeah, he's got there.
And Gul's got there on the river. Sucked out on the flop, and look at him, fist pumping, boxing. He's in a great position now to finish second in this tournament. Got a question from Prelator. Can I ask you something? Absolutely. You can ask us anything you like, and we will answer, as long as it's not obscene or offensive. Great action here at our final table. This was our end of day 1B chip leader. Had a feeling we'd see him on the featured table eventually. He was an action player, always has fun at the table. And so Sebekci here, 4 big blinds, probably rules out any deals. The other 2 will look for Sebekci to bust. Fernie Fiend is not a friend of, not a fan of Gul. Saying he's the worst. I think it's fun. This is a really fun feature table. Yesterday we had a lot of quiet players at our feature tables, and there wasn't much chit chat. And I think, I'm not sure if the Twitch will agree with me, but we've had a lot more fun today with the antics of our players at the final table. See, Magic Man was contributing to that. Wow. Predator, would it be better to fold ICM-wise since he has the second largest stack? I think in that situation, Predator, I'll see what Carl thinks, with a shove from the chip leader on the button and holding ace-jack in the big blind, I think you've pretty much got to ignore ICM in that spot just based on how absolutely huge your hand is. Carl, do you think?
I agree, really.
You have run.
It's... I mean, if it's like ace-5, ace-6, ace-7, ace-8, I can see why you'd fold, like, because there's 2 guys on the table with less than 4 big blinds, and it's going to be a better pay jump, but he seemed like he knew what he was doing. He seemed like a really good player, so in his mind, I think ace-10 or better, he can't fold there because he knows how wide Sanchez can be, and he knows if he wins he gets like 17 million and he's completely back in the game.
Yeah, that pot was a chance for him to get right back in the tournament. He knows he can actually make a run at running down Sanchez's stack. If he wins that hand, can never really be folding ace-jack to the button shove of the big stack. So you make a good point about ICM, absolutely. I think hands like ace-9, ace-8 would be...
Here we go.
Okay, we've got 3s against king-queen here.
33 kağıt
And-
geliyor. Alın.
We could be heads up very shortly.
be
if
heads
we
up
see
pretty
some
soon.
Paint.
Wouldn't surprise me if we did see some paint the way things have been running for Sanchez.
Yeah, this could just go 9-10 jack. Yeah.
And there's the queen.
Diyor ya. Söyledim ya.
No surprises there from the way things have been going. I think we're going to get heads up here. There's an ace. So a 3 and a 3 only for Sebekci, or he'll be
10k
departing.
pay jump.
Okay, that's another more celebrating from Gould for the elimination of the opponent.
Come here.
He's going to give him a hug.
Get
to,
Good play.
yeah, bit of chat on Twitch about whether Gould's antics are out of line. I think the comment from Seriously Back is accurate. He's just excited. He doesn't mean to be rude. Yes, I completely agree. I think that shout was okay.
Flow man. Zeg maar,
Can we
bisschen
take
Pause
10
machen.
minutes of break?
There was a flip that got lost. A little bit harsh on the go with Ace Jack to cheer the suck out. Okay, we might be taking a break here, so let's summarise things as we stand. Down to 2 players. Our previous player, the Polish guy, departs with 23,200. As Carl pointed out, that was a big pay jump, so the celebratory antics of Gould were slightly justified there, because the jump from third to second was full 10,000 euros, or just shy of 10,000 euros. So yeah, let us know what you think about that, whether you think it's classy or bad form to cheer the eliminations of your opponents as you move up the pay jumps. So we're going to take a short break here. Don't go anywhere, because there's no break scheduled. So I think I'm just going to have a quick toilet break. I'm going to use the bathroom myself, get a glass of water, and get out of this little booth for a while, get some fresh air. So join us again in around about 5 to 10 minutes, and don't go anywhere. See you soon.
Nice one. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this final table of the Redbet Live main event here at the King's Casino in Rozvadov. We are heads up between David Perez Sanchez and Hassan Gul. Interesting fact about these pair. Hassan Gul was the Day 1B chip leader and David Perez Sanchez was the Day 1A chip leader. Welcome back to everyone joining us on Twitch. This is the final session of this broadcast. Hope you all enjoyed it. Currently waiting to get the heads up started. As you can see, there are the Redbet Live trophies. As far as I'm aware, no deal has been done. Don't see why any deal would be done. David Perez Sanchez absolutely commanding at the moment. Wearing a Barcelona shirt there. A question from Seriously Black. Is there no delay on Twitch? This is being streamed with a half an hour delay. The action you're seeing happened half an hour ago. We are locked away in a dungeon, or otherwise known as a commentary booth at the back of the casino. We have no access to the whole cards in real time. We have access to the delayed feed. Ray the Impaler, thanks for joining us. Hello again to you too. Anyone got any questions on this heads-up battle? Get in touch. Going to make a slight brag and remind people that I was asked yesterday on Twitch who I thought the strongest player in this field was. I think when there were 3 tables left, and I said that I was very impressed by the play of David Sanchez. Thought that he was going to be a very strong contender to win this tournament. I didn't know that he was going to run like Jesus and God put together at the final table, and here we go again. So we've got a call in the button from Gul. Slightly unusual to call a button with a suited king, but Sanchez picked up kings, pretty much the best hand you can have against king 4. It's going to make a race in the big blind. Question from R Staking, so you don't know what's happened either. To be more specific with that question. Okay, got the raise here from Sanchez, and Gul is going to call, I think. Incredibly bad shape. Got the king 4 of hearts. Going to have to see hearts. Certainly doesn't want to see a king, the case king, but need to see some hearts or a couple of 4s here. Okay, so he picked up a 4 and there's an ace there too. Might slow the action down. Currently on my own in the booth at the moment. Going to await the return of Kyle Hendry and give you a bit of analysis. So I see a lead from, or a bet from Gul on the turn here, on the Jack of Hearts turn. Probably not going to work. Probably going to see a call here from Sanchez, who will probably check again. And Gul needs a 4 here to win this hand. About a 5% chance of winning the hand. Okay, yeah, fairly quick call there from Sanchez. Not ready to give up the kings just yet. Got the ace on board. Probably not too worried about that at this stage. Probably looking to get his hand to showdown. And 3 of spades hits the turn. So I imagine this will go check, check.
Check.
And Sanchez is going to see that his hand is good, and he's going to win a 5.4 million chip pot. Anyone on Twitch got any questions about poker? About heads-up play? About heads-up strategy? Get in touch. You can see the wonderful TV set that we have here at the King's Casino in Rozvadov. Absolutely brilliant setup. Set up for live streaming of all events. We had the Cash Kings game here last week. Some of the biggest high-stakes cash game players in the world were here for a celebrity cash game hosted by Leon and the King's Casino in conjunction with the Reg charity, raising for effective giving. We had a jungle man here doing Isaac Caxton, Ole Shemin, a lot of the German bosses, Max Altegott, Igor Kurganov. And we see a shove there. It's going to get through from David Perez Sanchez, just adding to his skyline.
Service.
Niche 69 asking what a good amount is to raise heads up. Most of the time you'll see players min raising when they're heads up, a tiny bit over a min raise, but I think the vast majority of players will usually min raise. Always going to be looking to raise their button. Most players, heads up players, will look to be playing the vast majority of their buttons, apart from the absolutely raggiest of hands. Okay, 5-3 might fall into that category.
5-3.
A little look on Hendermog for any results from Hassan Gul. Couldn't find any, so I'm sure if he's an inexperienced player. Certainly knows what he's doing. Slightly on the loose side.
It's okay.
On some spots, and he's picked up a piece. Ponamai saying that you're basically paying your opponent in heads up, which is very true. See, hand strengths in heads up often smaller than you are in full ring. You've got to make stronger reads. Got to bluff more because you're not going to have a hand as often. Seriously back. This chip stack reminds me of New York. Yeah, that's certainly what I was thinking. Oh, city skyline there, with towers. So, in terms of the payouts, we got 54,359 for first and 33,000 for second.
Second hand, I'm going all in. You call me? The kings? And the flop aces? Oh, yes. Yes?
So, Mr. Hassan Gul was trying to establish whether he would have been able to bluff Perez off his kings in that spot. I think with a flop shove. Perez answered that he would have called. Pretty hard to fold kings. No one likes doing it.
9-4. Eh? King Jack.
Non-profits chiming in again. Probably getting towards the end of his working day in Malta. Looks like he built Chip City on all their domes. Almost quoting one of the best shows to come out of America in the last 10 years. Best sitcoms, should we say. How I Met Your Mother. Classic show. In the opinion of some. Not in the opinion of many. Non-profit, certainly someone who should be quoting Ted Mosby, as he's a bit of a Ted Mosby type character himself. Bit of a nerd. Dresses terribly. So Gul picking up some rags on his button to the ace queen of Sanchez. Sanchez will be a little frustrated there that he didn't get any action. Ace queen's pretty monstrous heads up. Sanchez shoving the 10-6 and he's got a call here, so and he's found himself in a flip when he probably wasn't expecting to be in such good shape when he shoves the button with 10-6 and gets snap called. But there's a 6 million stack for Gul. He needs his fours to hold, or we're going to see the end of this tournament, this Redbet Live main event, and a couple of spades there for Gul. Sanchez, 2 overs and the flush draw now. Pretty even now. Basically a flip. And there's the 10 for Sanchez, and barring a 4 on the river, this Redbet Live main event is going to be completed. So there's the Queen of Spades, or the Queen of Clubs even, and this tournament is finished. We saw 1,148 runners come to Rozvadov for this Redbet Live main event, put on by the brilliant Marcin Jablonski of Redbet, head of poker at Bonya Gaming Group. Now, David Perez Sanchez walks away with 54,359 euros, and Hassan Gul walks away with 33,000 euros. Absolutely fine results. Huge ROIs for both those players. €299 buy-in for this event. And there we see the final positions. David Perez Sanchez takes it down, like a couple of other people predicted. He has a very, very solid style and always knows when to put pressure on his opponents. Now, that is all from Rozvadov. The next Redbet Live event is in Dublin in September. Those of you who posted your Redbet names to the Redbet Live Facebook page in hope of getting a Redbet Live hoodie, that announcement will be made later. We'll get in touch on Facebook. Thank you very much, everyone who joined us. Thank you especially to those who contributed on the Twitch. My name is Roland Boothby. I was joined in this booth over the course of the last 2 days by Kyle Hendry and Boris Rabkin. Thank you very much to them. Thank you very much to everyone at Redbet. Thank you everyone at the King's Casino for being such fantastic hosts. Anyone who's never played at King's needs to do so. It's an absolutely fabulous place to play. I'd suggest coming here as soon as possible. And from me, it's goodbye and see you next time. Goodbye.